First of all, Ti-Džej, welcome to Belgrade, welcome to Serbia. How was your flight, and is this your first time in our country?
I believe it's the first time in Serbia. The flight was a little bit long, but worth it because we are here and we're ready.
Did the flight got delayed?
Yeah, it got delayed twice. Yeah. But things that happen as you travel, and we kind of give it much importance. We have to focus on the game.
Yes, so I would like to talk about your career. You obviously played for a lot of clubs, started off in Gibraltar, went to Spain for a bit, and then you had your huge step up playing for Wycombe in League One. How was it to make that big of a step up for your career? How was it in England?
England was very good. It was a good opportunity to play professional football, as it's obviously a very big league, especially in England. From Premier League down to League Two, all the divisions are very competitive. So moving over there obviously done me very good for my career. But in terms of step up, I never think of it too much as a big challenge. I've always had a lot of confidence in myself, but I just enjoyed it a lot when I was there.
Okay, so we get to the first game against Víkingur in the first qualifying round. First game was in Faroe Islands. You obviously scored a goal. How difficult it is transitioning from those playing conditions and then to Faroe Islands where it's really cold. And how did you feel that you brought home a winning goal?
Conditions are normal in football, especially when we come to this period of time where we go to different countries to play. And that's something of just being part of football. You have to be ready to play in different conditions. And if I'm honest, I'm the type of player where I don't mind if it's hot, I don't mind if it's cold. At the end of the day, you're just playing football and it's a match versus another 11 opponents. So the conditions weren't a problem. Obviously playing versus Víkingur away from home, it was important, the result that we brought back to Gibraltar. And then obviously finishing it off at home, which led us to playing versus Red Star.
You had a good chance against Víkingur at the return leg, but you didn't know where you were going to lob or.
Too many things came through my mind. I remember at the time I should have gone around the keeper, and that's why my second opportunity I knew exactly what I was going to do.
Okay, when the draw happened for Champions League and you saw that you might be playing up against Red Star, what was your initial reaction?
I was happy because obviously Red Star, they're a very big club. They're a European giant historically, winning a European Cup. So obviously, it's very good moments, especially for Gibraltar football, when clubs like Lincoln face historical clubs like Red Star. So I was very happy with the draw. Obviously, being able to play the game that we also played versus them was very positive for us.
How would you describe yourself as a player? Like, who would you compare yourself to? Because you're such a fast player.
Yeah.
Good technicals, good cutting inside.
I don't compare myself to anyone, if I'm honest. I'm also very passionate about football. I've watched football all my life, so I try to pick off little things from the best players in the world. I do believe that I have good traits, and I try to exploit those traits to the fullest. So obviously, I am fast. I'm very good on the 1v1, and that's what I try to do in my game as much as possible. But I also like to get my teammates involved. I like to play with my teammates because that's where I bring my best attributes. Being able to play with my teammates is what makes me a better player. So I just try to do my best attributes as much as possible, and my not so good attributes, I try to stay away from them.
Because obviously you're a Gibraltarian international, you play for a national team. How did the games, for let's say against Netherlands, Wales, Croatia recently, how do those games help you prepare for games like this?
Yeah, obviously it all comes under experience. I've played in the national team since 2017 when I made my debut. So I was 17 years old, my unofficial debut. And since then I've obviously played many games with the national team, which involved probably the biggest countries and best players in the world. So when you play against teams like that, you learn a lot in what you'd say the failure in losing matches, but it's obviously an opportunity to grow every single game, and that's something that today, to this day, whenever we face oppositions like Red Star or Vikingur or any other oppositions that we may face, you just try to use that experience as much as possible to apply it to the game that you have on that day.
Yes. So, okay, match day came, the second qualifying round of Champions League. How did you feel on that day? Obviously, there are players that are worth more than the entire squad of Lincoln. Does it ever come to your mind, or while playing, or you just don't pay attention to it?
I've never been one to pay attention to things like that. Like I've said, I've always been very confident in my own ability. So what I try to prove on the day is that in my mind, myself and my team can beat anyone. And that's what I think we tried to prove to Red Star. I think we went at them for 90 minutes. And I think also we can say that we were disappointed in the results. And that shows a lot of potential for this club. Because when you face a team like Red Star and you come off disappointed because you haven't beaten them, it shows a lot about your character. So that's something that I think that myself and the team are very proud of. And obviously we're very ready for the second game.
You came to the pitch in front of a packed stadium. You guys shown character, you were brave, you were attacking for 90 minutes, but that goal never came. Mm-hmm. What could have gone better or different, if I can say better?
I'd say 8 seconds of concentration, because that's the goal that we conceded. It was obviously a very good play from them, where they had the ball in the middle of the pitch and they moved it from one side to the other, where they ended up going through the middle, playing a few 1-2s, and that just cost us the lead. So that's 8 seconds of concentration, where in a match like this, when you play big opposition, better players, because they are better players, we have to be concentrated for the whole game, and we can't switch off. So that's one thing that on tomorrow night we have to be extremely focused. And obviously the chances that we had, maybe on another day, in another game, they would have gone in. But for whatever reason, it didn't go in last game. But obviously, that's football.
I want to talk about you specifically as an individual in that game. You were cruising down the left-hand side. You were dribbling past every player from Red Star. How did it make you feel that the game was very physical? Do you think that the Red Star player Milson should have gone sent off? And can you talk about the red card of the Cell, the other Red Star player?
The red card, I believe it was a red card, obviously. I don't think he meant it, but at the end of the day, when you get studs to the top of the thigh, it's a red card. And obviously, I do think the other player should have got sent off. I believe it was 4 fouls, his 4th one, plus he was already on a yellow card. However, I don't really care about any of that. It's the match, it happens, it's football. The important thing is the performance that we put on the pitch, and just knowing exactly what we need to do tomorrow to come off with a win.
Back in the day, I think it was 2016, if I'm being correct, Lincoln won against Celtic. Can you guys pull a miracle and maybe win tomorrow?
100%. I think the beauty of football is the unpredictability of any small team can always beat the big team, and it obviously happens every now and then, and tomorrow we have that opportunity. And the most important thing is that myself and the team believe that opportunity is possible, and obviously there's no better way to be able to beat a team than doing it in their own country. So I think when an opportunity like that arises and we are the ones that are able to go for it, we have to do everything possible. Maybe we fall short, maybe. It's a possibility also. But the important thing is that if we do fall short, we do it trying with everything.
One more thing, you obviously heard about the atmosphere from the Red Star fans. They've shown character even on the hard away day, because Red Star fans obviously can get in the country because of the visa. You obviously maybe saw the clips of Red Star fans in their home. Will that make you a bit nervous, maybe?
It won't make me nervous at all.
Maybe inspired?
Inspired, probably more up for it. I always think that at the end of the day, the important people in football and what make football matches so memorable are the fans. So obviously when you go to countries and you play teams which, when you speak about the club, you speak about the fans, I think that's obviously an amazing culture that a club has been able to create. And we saw it in the home game in Gibraltar. The little fans that did come, they came very loud, and obviously that just makes the match much better. So I'm hoping that tomorrow the match is absolutely sold out, and the fans are very loud, because obviously for myself and the players, it's nights that we will always remember, especially when we stop playing football. So yeah, we're looking forward to it.
Marko Arnautovic recently signed for Red Star, and that's maybe one of the biggest signings in the 21st century. What was your initial reactions, and would you like to play against him?
Yeah, of course. Like I said, I hope he plays. Arnautovic obviously is a massive player. I've watched him a lot in the Premier League, actually, where recently he's just been in Inter Milan. So obviously he's a very big name in football, especially in a forward position like myself. He's an amazing player, and obviously he's had an amazing career. So I do hope he plays tomorrow, because it's obviously very good to be able to match yourselves versus these type of opponents.
I have a personal question. You launched your training camp. Is that something you will maybe like to do after you retire? And when are you going to start with your first coaching course?
Yeah, my training camp, it's something that I've had in my mind for a long time. Like I've said, I'm passionate about football. I love football, and I also love coaching. So it's something that I've always been into since very young. And obviously being able to have the opportunity to start a training camp or an academy, you'd call it, in Gibraltar, is something that I'm extremely proud of, and obviously looking forward to holding the first sessions. I'm looking at starting beginning of this new month of August when I get back. Everything's in the process of doing so. It's just something very, very interesting, and obviously being able to coach the young Gibraltarian kids, I think it's something that I enjoy, and it's like giving back to the kids, obviously, for the experiences that you'd say that I've gained along the way.
And for a last question, you obviously impressed a lot of people all around Europe by your performance against Red Star back in Gibraltar. If somebody called you, would you sign for a Serbian side?
At the minute, I focus on tomorrow's match, and with my side Lincoln, it would never be too good to say that I'd entertain signing for anyone else, when all I think about right now is Lincoln, and all I think about is Tuesday's game. So obviously, if people speak about me, that means I'm doing something well, and I'll continue to try do that. And obviously, it's very proud for me that people speak well about me if they do. I haven't seen or read anything, but yeah, I just focus on our next game always, and our next game is tomorrow versus Red Star. So that's all I think about.
Ti-Džej, thank you for the interview. I'm grateful that you took the time off to speak to us, and I would like to wish you all the best luck tomorrow.